Hello! How are you today? I hope you're well. Below, right here, you see, we have this painting of a clown. This painting of a clown resided in my childhood home. And I can remember seeing this hanging at the bottom of the stairs for as long as I can remember. Maybe even the first ages of 4. Now, in a couple days, I turned 43 years old, which means this painting is probably 40 years old. This was done sometime in the 70s. I don't know what kind of effect this had on my thinking in my life. Did this painting inspire me to become a painter? Was this a driving force? This? Anyway, I somehow got my grubby mitts on it, and I'm going to clean it up today and build a frame for it because it's never had a frame. 40 years, never had a frame. Before I started shooting, I went through with water, tried to scrub out all the dirt and grime, but now I've got some clear enamel. I'm going to give this a coat of glaze before we move on to phase 2, which is making our beautiful decorative frame. The artist has signed down the bottom, but it's not so legible anymore. I'm going to move this piece to the side and we can proceed. A little bit ago, I made this shelf for hanging things, and that was done with an old easel I had. It was given to me when some friends moved. Today we're going to use the remainder of that easel. Which is here. And it's going to need to be disassembled first. There you go. Disassembled. Currently, I don't have enough new sanding discs to get rid of all this glue, so this will just be the backside. I wasn't too thrilled about using these knots, but I guess that'll just be part of the whole experience. I'm going to cut these down, then we're going to move on to the router. I don't know what kind of wood this is, but it smells good. I bet Nick Offerman would know. Nick, come smell this wood. Well, I've got a lot of router bits here. I just got to decide what kind of pretty I want to make it. There are so many knots, I feel like it's just going to disintegrate when I hit them. Let's try these guys. Let's try these guys out. This is the real exciting part about doing projects, switching out bits. I'm having fun. I hope you're having fun too. I think after this I might try to do a little more improvements on my camera rigs, because I've ended up having to move around a tripod to do this. Whatever. I was working on a project yesterday and I forgot to tighten up the bottom here, and it kept slipping. Beautiful. Beautiful. nice and tight like a toiga. How pretty. I had a really fun idea. I've never done it before, but I mean, there's no time like the present to try new things, right? I have a shit ton of colored pencils that I never use. And I was thinking, what if I cut them down? See, I wanted to see the grooves here. There's a space in the middle, and I have all these router bits that I've never used before. And I wanted to put some kind of inlay in there. What if I cut 2-inch segments of colored pencils, inlaid them inside the frame, and then, yeah, that'd be really cool, man. Let's try that. Yeah, I'm gonna cut a groove in there. See how that works out. Right on, man. Cool. I've spared you the boring parts, but I'll show you what I did with each piece here. That's not a good example. This one's kind of ugly too. Can you see that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I went around the other side. And that's where the painting goes. 6. So I made 6 router passes on each piece. Now I need to sand them a little, and then we get to move on to our colored pencils. Well, here we are. We've come so far. I just finished sanding up my pieces, and in order to help the colored pencils slide in a little easier, I'm using this socket screwdriver to round the edges. Is this the correct tool for the job? I don't know. It works though. Now we get to sort through the colored pencils. That'll need a little crack there, hopefully. I want to use the cheapish Crayola ones. I don't want to use the expensive Prismacolor ones because I'm fancy. Fancy boy, I want to keep my fancy colored pencils. Sort. Oh, that's perfect. You got this little socket tool here. Yeah. That's nice. I'll be cutting the pencils into 2-inch strips. You know, in the beginning of the day, I didn't think this project was going to be very interesting. I'm really glad I had that idea. All right, let's take a look at what we've done. that looks neat. That part will need a little TLC. Well, that's cool, man. So right now, I'm just going to use a touch of hot glue to tack up the edges, and then I'm going to use the pneumatic stapler to put some brads in here to make it nice and tight like a tiger. This little guy here fell out. Put you back in there. That's your home. I don't usually like to use hot glue for this type of stuff, but I'm running low on wood glue. And with the addition of tacks, it should be pretty good. Little gluey glue. They don't match up perfectly, but I mean, it's good enough for me. Here's the part that I'm always afraid of. Ever since I started making frames. You know, if you have one cut that's off a touch, your 45-degree angle isn't going to be so super. What I got here. All right. Let's get some tacks into our work. Predict I will be finding pieces of this on the floor for years to come, as they just expand and contract with the temperature and just fall over. I like how it comes out of the tube like a cyst. That's my favorite part of it. My buddy Dave Picciuto makes something. I've watched that man make a lot of things. He opened my eyes to the world of waxes and stains. Who knows the story of this wood? Well, I know it was in some kind of schoolhouse. But how long was it in the schoolhouse before it became retired? Okay, here's our buddy. His glaze has since dried. Now we shall place him in his new home. It didn't do too bad. Is it pretty? Do the job? Yeah. Ever since the 70s, this piece was, I think it had 2 screw holes. It just had 2 little eyelets on a piece of wire, and that's how it hung. Now it's graduated. Here we go. Here's our finished piece. So today we took an old diesel. Will you can it? I'm trying to be professional here. Took an old canvas. An old, a bunch of routing cuts. We cut down colored pencils. Well, here's our finished product. 40 years later, and our clown friend finally gets a home to live in. Now, where should we hang it? Well, as luck would have it, there's a place to hang it right there. That's pretty cool. It would be cooler if I had a light here, but I don't know. Maybe Santa will give me one of those for my birthday. Yeah. That wasn't bad for a couple hours work, I don't think. Thanks everybody for watching. Thank you all my Patreon supporters, for without you this would not happen. Here you are. I hope you found this video enjoyable, and maybe it gave you a little bit of inspiration to recycle some junk you have lying around. Until next time, TTYL.